Welcome back to another amazing episode of Les Carrefour Boys.
Ooh, French, huh? Foreign. Foreign guy.
Just on the top of the dome.
Who are you?
Speaking of which, I wanted to ask this question where, you know when you got like a group of friends and then one person either f***s up or like their vibe's starting to change.
Oh, you gotta kill him.
Right, and then you just want to like edge them out the group somehow.
Oh, yeah.
How do you guys f***ing kick somebody out of your circle?
So you invite them, right, to go out, and then you just don't f***ing show up.
The OG ghost. That's how you do it. You just ghost.
And then no one shows up. No one shows up, and then you f***ing send them a text and say, "Where you at?"
Oh.
And they'll be like, "I'm right here."
That's triggering because I saw a little bit of the clip of you guys talking about how to prank me, and then Subin's idea was, dude, old school prank. We just tell everybody to meet up somewhere, and then nobody shows up. That's what you suggest. What are you trying to say, guys?
Yeah. That's the tactic, dude.
Trying to kick me out the group, Subin?
What are you talking? Are you talking about kicking completely out the group or just that day?
Yeah, no. Who does a one-time kick out? Just try to fucking trigger somebody?
I think you do it all the time.
Oh wait, so you're completely out of the group?
Yeah, out the circle.
Okay, so you just finished that day, you just realize he's an asshole or something, and then the next day you just keep doing your own thing, keep posting about it on Instagram saying, yo, why didn't you invite me? And you just leave him on red.
Nah, that's what you do.
Slowly ghost.
I feel like Ryan and me would be the best person to ask because I feel like he's put different Quest members on timeout before.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, he doesn't kick people out, huh?
From your perspective,
You're on a 6-month
That's
timeout.
a good one, actually.
in quest of Ryan and Mays putting people on timeout, how does it look like to you?
You got put on timeout, dog?
No, not me.
We know people.
First of all, you don't.
He finally got put on time in.
No. First of all, you don't want to mess with Ryan. Second of all, when I see it happen, how does it feel? Right? It just feels like he's valid. First of all, he explains everything, right?
Because the person probably really did f*** up.
It's not like he's trying to push a side where you have to pick a side. He never does that. That's why it's always good. It's clean. And second of all, things he say make sense. And majority of the time, like when he does it, you're just like, wow, that's some man grown up shit, because it's. At the end of the day, he does it in a way it's communicating. He communicates so well, sometimes you just cannot come back to it. There's no comeback.
Is there an example you can give, or all of it's like secret stuff?
It's not my say. You know what I mean? It's not really. It's kind of a secret. But
I think that works because there's like a leader in a group. But sometimes
He always says he's not the leader, though. That's what he always says.
But that's what a leader says. That's what a real leader says.
But here's the thing.
He's a Jon Snow. He doesn't want it.
Yeah.
But everyone votes him in. You know what I mean? Like,
For sure. I feel like for Ryan, that's exactly what it is. Like, if everybody has a question, they'll be like, Ryan, what do you think about this? You gotta tell us how to do that.
No, here's the thing also, right? Like, he would say it in a way where you get fucking hit with all that detail and you're like, fuck, dude. He's like, I'm not saying you can't be here with us or anything like that. I'm just letting you know this is what it is. And then from there, they on their own choose not to.
They on them own.
Yeah, it's really difficult to fight with somebody who's so analytical and calm.
It's just what guys need. You know when guys and girls, they always argue and the girls always go, well, fuck, I don't want a fucking solution. I just wanted you to be there for me.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. But for us, when it's all guys and when we give solutions and fucking the realest fucking info to ya, we decide to... Majority of the time, those person are gonna be like, "Fuck, I don't want to be around you guys sometimes," or I might want to take a break from you. That's his way of being like, "Yo, you guys are on time out." But just know you're not excluded from us.
Yeah.
You could come around.
But pretty much what he laid on the table, you give your own timeout.
Yeah, it's a way to check yourself.
You have to give yourself the timeout. He never gives you the timeout.
Oh.
But he will say it in a way where you just feel like you need to time yourself out.
You feel why you fucked up.
Because when people hear the truth, they always say the same thing. I was like, they're always offended. It's always a saying where nobody wants to hear the truth. It's because at the end of the day, they get offended.
He's already willing to do what probably 90% of people out there aren't willing to do, which is communicate effectively and confront the situation.
Yes, because when we're at a
Emotionless.
session, exactly.
Yeah.
When we're at a session, this random dude pulled up. he was acting all weird. The number one rule is to say hi to everyone. There's gonna be no ego trip. You're not gonna be the cool guy. If you act like the cool guy, you're gone. You know what I'm saying? This guy was there and he immediately acted all weird and he's already being weird. So Ryan went up to him straight up. Where's that dude at? He was like, oh, he's over there. He walked up to that dude and straight up told him, you can't come back. Because we don't know who invited you and we don't know you.
That's not giving him the option of the timeout. That's giving him the timeout.
That's a timeout.
But he's not a quest guy.
He wasn't a quest. He was just a random dude that showed up to session without telling us or saying hi to us. There was nothing.
That's scary. I've never seen that side of Ryan.
Right, at that point, he's protecting the energy around the studio.
That's nice.
He's protecting the vibe in the session studio and his place. So he's
Well, that's what makes a leader though. Is just someone who steps up and he's like, I'll be the butthole.
Yeah,
You know, like I'll be the one that gets entered, so you guys don't have to.
yeah, no, that's what it is.
Exactly how Ryan puts it.
And when Ryan does that,
So eloquent.
immediately something is up, right? Like it's kind of hard to piss off Ryan all the time, but like the fact that Ryan has to come up to you and say something,
I can't even imagine him upset.
it must have been years of fucking same issue after same issue.
Oh, you mean like within the crew?
within the crew?
Yeah.
But and it's either you listen and say, "Oh, my bad," come back to it, or what the fuck? You feel butthurt about it, and you go fucking time yourself out. The majority of the time, a lot of us go, "Yo, my bad. I apologize."
I was tripping.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Let's tie it.
Ryan's dick?
I think
Whoever's.
for me it matters on if I think they have the mental capacity to understand or not. Cause like some motherfuckers, their IQ is so low that like no matter what you say, logically and reasonably, they won't understand it.
Yeah.
There's also people out there where some of our friends might be so delusional to the point where you can be factual, you can't even have an intervention, but they're like guards are so up here that they'll jujitsu their way and make you still wrong, you know? And if you already had examples where you tried one-on-ones with people like that, and you're like, you just have to accept like, oh, this person is stubborn to the point where they're never wrong. And those people exist.
Yeah.
So you could either try to continue and get through to them and like find some type of common ground, but you just have to recognize that there are people out there where they haven't worked through their shit, and somehow you're always gonna be the blame, or someone's gonna be the blame. They can't take accountability, they can't change, they don't want to like resolve the conflict. And once I recognize that in people, I go, all right, they're not ready yet, so I'm gonna try to find a peaceful common ground and a boundary where maybe I can have lunch or dinner, or I keep the peace when we're around, but I don't want to pursue any close relationship. But I also don't need to burn the bridge either, because there's a weird, like at this age, right? Like you don't, if the intervention doesn't work or the real sit down doesn't work, and then on top of that, like it's kind of a bad relationship. Like it's kind of a toxic relationship, because if this person is still fucking up, they don't see that they're fucking up, but you also don't want to burn it completely because they didn't fuck up to the point where it's like detrimental. You know what I mean? Like it's not like they stole from you or something really bad. It's just like
They're not taking accountability.
yes, because that's a big one, right? Is like you can't have a friendship if your friend isn't like mature enough to be like, yeah. Like, and if something goes wrong, like they blame everybody else and not them, and I'm like, dude, that's really bad.
Yeah. Well, there's nowhere you can go from there.
Yeah. So then it's like, well, maybe we can be casually like acquaintances, but then it's kind of sad that we can't be a deep friend like we used to be. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think there's a lot of those at my age. I think you could kind of keep surpassing people, and then you're like, well, fuck, if I can't grow with this person, like I don't want to be around them as much, because you start seeing traits about them where they're like, man, it's almost like you're a kid in your head, and not in a good way, not in a playful, you know,
Yeah.
like you're like getting worse and worse at like a stubborn old person. Yeah, I don't know, it's weird.
Sometimes I feel like the situation isn't always so like clearly toxic either, right? It's just the let's say let's say it's just a group of mutual friends where there is no like clear leader who's like the one who should bear the brunt of that responsibility to confront a situation, or let's just say that one person suddenly gets like a significant other and that person's always yapping their ear, so like this person suddenly like they change their behavior, they can't do certain things, or they always have to bring around the partner, or like, and it just like changes the vibe of the group. You know. And then next thing you know, and I just see this all the time in like different people, because you know everybody has like, well not everybody, but like a lot of people have like different friend groups. So then you always are complaining to your other friend in a different friend group about this other friend group, about this person, you know, and it's just like, I think are old enough now where it's like we don't have too much time for like toxic relationships or things that are just like slowly deteriorating at ourselves. So like we'll just confront shit. But when we were younger, I remember you just deal with a lot.
Put up with it.
Yeah.
You're kind of forced to, because you're forced to go to school. You're forced to see them, right? Like, we have the option now as adults to choose whether or not you want to spend time with that person.
Even in school time, I feel like it was easier because you were just so like young and ignorant and naive and stuff, and you would just do you just start hanging out with without the other person,
Sure.
and then they would just feel a type of way.
You're just not fully independent enough to not care enough to not.
But then I feel like after school, like you get into that weird phase where you're an adult, but then you feel really, really bad about people's feelings and you're like, overly empathetic. And it's just like you just hear people complain about this one person in that group.
Yeah.
But nobody's capable of cutting ties or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when you're older now, I feel like it's really easy for us to be like, all right, dude, like, I just need to talk to you about this. We got to like change this, or like it's not cool.
Yeah.
But there's a decade of time in your life where you're just like, you just tolerate shit.
Tolerate.
You know?
I think I've always tried to talk to people at least, and then the difference was back then I had hope people would change, and I think that's what probably made me stay longer in relationships than I should have, because I think when you're younger you don't know how people operate, and there's a bit of selfishness and a little bit of ego to make you think you can change somebody. So you got hope that, oh, maybe the more we talk, the more, you know, like they'll be able to turn themselves around or whatever it is, and I can be a part of that. And then, you know, I used to think like, oh, you know, people just needed resources and you give them the right opportunities and they can skyrocket. But I realized a lot of that isn't true because some people are just not motivated.
How many passes are too many passes as an adult for that hope of change?
Much as you want to give.
I think that now it's not about passes. It's more like I give an inch, they give an inch. And then it has to be like back and forth. Because what I used to do back in the day it was one way. It was constantly like, hey, we grew up together. So here's a job, here's this. And then you're just giving and giving and giving because you're holding on to this friendship. But then your friend...
And you're giving everything you wished someone would have gave to you.
Yeah. Because like, let's say you're close since high school, and then you don't want to see them this way, but they're getting deeper into drugs, they're getting deeper into a shittier life, and then you're just like, no, let's stop, and then let's change. But then they go this way, and there's only a certain amount of time where you can keep like supporting somebody. Yeah. And then you can't just be like, well, we're friends. But it's like, yeah, but we're friends, but you're not doing anything for yourself.
Because it becomes detrimental for you at that point.
But I think when I was younger, that hope would last for years.
Yeah.
And then I'm also holding on to a friendship that probably was expired. Because I'm just like wishing that we can be like high school buds again, you know? But I don't think I do that anymore. So now here's a little bit, and then if I see a little bit back, and then I'm like, okay, cool, we could build off of this. Yeah.
You guys run into that recently, by any chance?
Recently, like excluding someone from the group?
In a sense. And it doesn't have to, because like I've even recently run into situations where like maybe a homie like fucked up, did something like broke the cardinal rules of certain things, and it's like, all right, dude, like...
How bad? Can you give us a general?
Like 10 out of 10 bad.
Damn.
But like, what was the thing?
Like the...
Big offense.
Where it affected multiple people in the group.
Look,
Yeah.
I feel
like cheating.
Like
Like he fucked another guy's girl? Like that?
I feel like, I'm not gonna outrightly say it, but if there's two really, really terrible things you could do, and it's not steal somebody's money,
Yeah.
Okay.
then it's the other one. It's like that kind of
Fuck
shit.
their brother.
Kill their mom?
Fucked their dad.
Kill their mom or something?
Point is,
wide variety of things that could be the second.
point
option.
is,
What is it?
Just say it, and it's like we're not gonna know who it is. Yeah, can't you just say it? We're not gonna know.
Fuck that. What the fuck is that?
yeah, it'd be like you know going after like a homie's girl. Type
Oh, yeah.
Was she fine though?
Hey, relax.
Probably.
So the point is,
Have I seen her
there's
before?
stuff like that, and
The exception.
I feel like you like the rules.
Fine, that's irresistible.
Yeah.
There's like,
I mean, it
there's
keeps
like
blame
laws of the
them.
universe. So like that's almost like sometimes easier to like make that call. It's like, look, dude, that's like just the law.
Yeah.
You know?
But what if he hasn't been treating her right?
That's true. What if she always liked him though?
Exceptions. Yeah, there's more context you don't know about.
Oh shit.
Okay.
It don't matter. Don't
but then
touch
there's
it.
the other side too. There's the slow burn.
What if?
There's
Yeah.
the slow burn of
If she's
like,
unhappy.
like you know somebody over time is just like you're always trying to like hanging out or like they become unreliable. You know you like everybody's got like a responsibility to like do certain things and just like even just show up. It's like, hey, let's go hang out, and this person's always just slowly like, oh, I can't make it for this reason, can't make it for this reason, and then eventually just kind of like, oh, I feel bad, like maybe I just won't hit them up on this thing.
Yeah, they're just not part of that group chat
It's
anymore.
super innocent.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no, I know you fucking like are still friends for sure. You got mad love, but it's just like, oh, like the flow of life is just taking me into a place where.
I do think relationships naturally fizzle out too. Especially like the older you get, once you have your own family, then you're
Sure.
like, what are my priorities? You don't have time for fucking bullshit anymore,
Yeah.
right?
Nah, that's
What do
crazy.
you mean say right?
Cause that's what I was looking at.
No,
You only like to Subi.
it's crazy that you're saying that now because now I'm very selective on who I can spend the free time with. Also, you know what I mean. And if it's really hard, especially if it ain't work now. You know what I mean. And then,
For real.
But like, just in general, when you do have free time, you want to kick it with a bunch of people, but you can't. And I see where you're going with that. And it's not, we're not fading because we're not cool anymore. It's just we're fading because maybe the only thing we had with each other was that time and the hangout spot or something. You know what I mean? So if that's all it was, it's gonna eventually just fade. The only time we catch up is probably the IGTM or story. Hey, what up, bruh? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I see where that's coming from. It's definitely more. It hits harder with a family.
Also, I think that the person who fucked up, who's your friend, should be held accountable
Yeah.
because you're their friend.
Beat his ass.
Yep. Jump him with your homies.
Like this talking shit too much, man. Just fucking
That's what I was about to say. You should beat his ass.
one time. You know what I mean?
But then you gotta like think about like the way Bart thinks. It's like, well, how fine is the girl?
Is she happy?
Yeah.
I could satisfy her more.
Savor, you
I've
know?
always had the hots for her.
Oh my god. This how long have you been scoping her out for, then, motherfucker?
Cause your horoscopes might match better.
Yeah, they could be soulmates.
They're never supposed to be
compatible.
together anyways.
Yeah.
So it does seem like the natural phase out type stuff is still like the way things happen.
I feel like every 10 years you just lose a couple of friends, bro.
I think they
your
say that
group-
with like 7 or something.
Oh, really?
The problem is you gain new ones, and then you gotta wait another 10.
But sometimes like the new friends are like, for me at least, when I meet someone new, like they're cool, I'm always like, they're on a probation period for a very long time.
And it's way
Until you can
harder to
trust
get
them.
cool now.
Yeah, like
takes
you
way
really-
longer.
We really got to bond over something that is gonna help us, like, you know, move forward as friends or something. But I don't know. It's like,
To be honest, I think the last fast friend I made was you. You know when we're at Stanford?
Wow.
And because we're like stuck
Wow.
together and then fucking you had the whole airplane thing.
look how much he's smiling right now.
No, but we were like,
Oh my god.
and then before,
Wait, what?
and then I think before Anthony, I think it was, and then before Anthony, I think it was David.
Wow.
Because we just thought
What a mistake that
we just
one was,
thought
though.
everyone was gay at the film festival. So it was like one day, dude, we're fucking hella tight. We should always stay in contact. But after that, now it's like, before it would be like, let's say, if it took a month to move a notch, now in this day and age, it'll be like a year to move a notch in friendship.
Yeah. You gotta see, you gotta wait.
Yeah, because now it's like I don't know who the fuck you really are.
Yeah.
Like I know,
4 years in.
I feel like I know Subi well, but you can't come to my house yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
You can't trust them.
I don't trust you.
Yeah, you can't meet his
Fucking
kids.
time to go to your house. What am I supposed to do? Fucking drink tea and watch UFC?
Hey, what the fuck? That's my Saturday night.
But I don't have fucking time for that shit.
Come on, you can bring the kids, bring the family.
You don't want to bring me to the
I'll cook for you. I host pretty well. I host pretty well.
Give me a day
Actually,
then.
maybe I won't have tea, man. Maybe I won't have tea.
Give me
Well,
a
actually, that was mad disrespectful. I don't think I want this. We just lost another notch.
Dude, watch UFC and drink tea.